you? My name's Samantha and this is my podcast. This is my little place on the internet where I talk about all the things that I've been doing during the last week. Everywhere that you can find me will be linked down below. I'm mostly on Instagram. I'm in the process of setting up my own website. And I will also link my floss tube down below, which only has one episode at the minute, but if you're into cross-stitchy stuff, I would appreciate going and having a wee look. I'm in a different position. Anyone who's watched before, yeah, I'm having issues with everything. So I tried recording already, my camera battery died. I don't have time to wait on the camera battery charging and then recording as well. So we are currently precariously balanced. I'm sitting on the floor and you are precariously balanced on an upended shoebox so that I can have you plugged in. So hopefully it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be great. I have faith. I believe. I'm sorry. Oh dear. I have ADHD. Today's a squirrel day. I'm sorry. I'm going to try and keep it as tangentless as possible. We shall see. This has been a very busy week. I will leave all the life stuff to the end, but it has been a busy week. It's been like positively busy, but it has been, yeah, it's been quite a busy one. Right, I don't have tons of stuff to show you. I will start off with what I am wearing, which is literally just a mesh thingy. It's like an over, because I'm wearing a dress. I'm not going to be able to show you. It's a dress, you don't care. If anybody does care, let me know. I will send you a picture. But this is just like a little over thingy just to cover my shoulders up, because I'm not quite ready for the whole showing the skin off yet. It's not quite that kind of weather. I'm still very much in my winter baby era. But this is just, it's a random skeiny yarn that I had. I don't know where I got it from. I think it's probably, I've not done any ends. I'm using it as a look rather than I hate sewing in ends. I think this is probably one that I got from like AliExpress or something years ago. It's this like, it's cottony, but it's very strandy, like very loosely plied cottony. And I only had 100 grams of it, didn't know what else to do with it because it's very like comes apart. It does this like while you're using it. So I thought I'd just make a little mesh top just to throw over things. Just gives it a little bit of interest without making me too warm. So yeah, you can find patterns for these all over the internet. Just look up mesh crochet top. You get them like this, you get them with sleeves. I've made a few of them in the past. And they're nice just to throw on over something if you're a little bit, because a lot of people don't like showing their shoulders or their arms and things, and it's nice just for that little bit of interest if you've got maybe like a plain top and you want to throw something over it. So sorry, I'm all in a tangle here, but I've showed you my top now so I can stretch my legs out. Right, my other thing that I finished, I've made quite a few of these before. A little bandana. And it is literally half a granny triangle. This yarn is supposed to be DK. It's discontinued. It was Mariner Mermaid yarn, I think it was called. And this was just a scrap I had off it. And it's DK, but it's a very thin DK. So I've used a 3.5mm hook and just made a half a granny square, put some ties on it where I've just like from the corner I've just chained up and then single crochet the chains on the way back and just single crochet along the edge to neaten up and then do the same on this end. And then I've just put a little picot edging on it in the granny square holes. And then just like chained over the top of where the granny squares are. So, I mean, this yarn's not the softest, but it's alright. It's 100% acrylic, and I said it was just like a little scrap that I had. Oh, wait a minute. Because I don't have a mirror and I'm looking at a tiny little screen right now, let me do this and then I will put it on. Because that's easier than me trying to faff. There we go. And I like bandanas for the summer because it means I don't necessarily have to do my hair, but it's a bit warm to wear a hat. So these are nice. I like them. They're cool. And I was just using up a bit of a scrap bowl that I had. So there we go. My 2 finished objects for the week. Excuse the wibbly arms. Right, everything else that I've got are whips. I almost had another finish. I was so close. So close. Let me see. Where is it? Henry. Henry should have been finished already. So last week we had Henry's head, Henry's muzzle. We had 2 little Henry legs. Did we have 2 legs? I think we probably had 2 legs last week. Oh, this week I finished off. Alright, so this is the base of it. This is my head, and this is the base. Oh my god, it's massive. It's huge. This is Henry's body. Henry's a big boy. And then that left me with his 2 arms. I'll show you his picture again. So he's got his little nostrils, his little ears. So we've got 1 arm. So do you remember I was saying about the size of the arms and the leg? So this is the leg and this is the arm. This is the second arm, and this is how much yarn I have left. I've still got all of that to do, which is about 300 and something stitches, which I don't think I'm going to get out of this tiny little bit of yarn. So I've had a quick look to see if I've got any more, and I can't seem to find any. So I'm going to go and have a look and have another rake about, see if I can find some in, because I don't need much. Like, I literally just have that much, and then the ears and the nostrils are tiny, and I could like do something else with the nostrils. It needs ears obviously, but I could do like embroidered nostrils. I just need to find a little scrap. But if not, then I'm going to have to put an order in and guess what colour this was, because if you remember, I didn't have any ball bands for this. I don't know where the ball bands went, because normally I'm pretty good with full balls, at least with keeping the ball bands on them. So there we go, my little tale of woe for this week. The next one, did I show you the next one? Because I'm working my way through this book. I'll see if I can find. This is the next one. It's Flora the Fawn, and I think she's posable because I don't know if she's posable or there we go, or if it's just how you position the legs. I'll need to investigate when I look at the pattern, but that one looks like it'll be a lot smaller and a lot faster to make. And this is like Henry's in the correct weight of yarn. It doesn't tell you how much yarn you need for it, which is a little annoying. It just says worsted weight yarn, and this is Aran, which is more or less worsted weight. Yeah, it's just massive. So there we go, my little tale of woe. I will probably have to put in a yarn order, but I need to stock up on some cotton yarn anyway, so it's fine, it's all good. Right, my next thing, do you remember I said I wanted to start some crochet socks? Well, I started a pair of crochet socks. Now, I don't know if I'm doing these right. I'm using this, which is If you remember a few weeks ago I had started making a crochet sock and it was coming out like a pair of galoshes, so I frogged it and oh my gosh, look what I've just noticed. Look at this section of yarn here. Can you see that? It's got a knot in it and then the yarn is white with little red. Hey, can you see that? To be fair, I use this stuff all the time and that's the first time I've seen that. That's fine, I'll just cut it out. This is Stylecraft Head Over Heels and this is part of their Pride range. This one's called Be Bold and it's just like a darkish kind of dirtish rainbow. I am using my 3mm hook that I made myself. I made the handle myself, I did not make the hook. And this is how far I've got with the sock. I'll put a picture up here somewhere. They're called like the Moss Stitch socks or something. I can't remember who by. They were recommended by Jenny at Stitchcraft Gifts. She sent me a list because she's lovely and I was complaining about socks, so she emailed me a list of socks that she has actually tried and she could say, well, these ones are good and you know, you can make these ones without looking like you have clown feet. And I quite like a moss stitch, so it's a free pattern, moss stitch on top and then the bottom is single crochet. The toe, see, because it's a free pattern, I can tell you, the toe is, you start off with crocheting a little square and then you go down until the toe's done and then you move into the stitch pattern. Now, I don't know if it's my complete lack of wanting to use stitch markers or not, but I don't know if I'm doing this right. Let's see, is that going to focus? Hello? But it's quite a nice easy little pattern so far. I'm quite enjoying it. I did that while I was sitting doing some World of Warcraft stuff, which might also be part of the problem, because that's usually part of the problem, is I am trying to do things in between doing other things because I'm terrible at just sitting still. No! Just pulled loads of stitches out. It's fine. I've got like a million stitch markers. I should really use some of them. Put a lock and stitch marker on the end of it when I put my crochet down. But I will never learn. And I think I'll have one more thing. Oh, and this is a whip that I pulled out from ages ago. And, oh, I don't know what this yarn is. It's Stylecraft something, but I don't know what. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, because it's very dark. It's like different shades of purple. You'll be able to kind of see it on this. Different shades of purple sort of marled in with black. See, it's quite light here and then it goes down to this like really rich purple. So there's 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 different shades of purple. And it's a strand of purple and a strand of black. So I'll pull out a lighter one and see if you can see it. See, it's just like twisted together. So if I can find out what it is, then I'll put it on the screen somewhere. And this is going to be a dragon bag. And what I had before, you can't even see this because it's too dark, I'm sorry, it's dragon scales. And then the rest of it is just all like the body of the bag, and then it'll get folded up when it's big enough. And ooh, the dragon face logo on the front. It's a pattern by Cottontail and Whiskers, and I got this ages ago. I have loads of her patterns. She writes some really, really good patterns, and she's got a couple of free ones on her site as well if you want to just like try out her style. And she has quite a few different dragon bags, and she has a really, really nice style of amigurumis. She makes some really nice shawls as well. You might have seen them. There's an owl one, there's a dragon one, there's a phoenix one, I think. She's got quite a few of them, but it's got like the animal head, and then it goes and comes around and attaches there. If you're going to have a look on our website, because the website will be linked down below, go and have a look on there at some of our patterns. They're awesome. If you've seen the Frankenstein and Xenomorph curtain ties that I've done, they're her patterns as well. They're really, really good, and they're all really well written as well, and they're very, very reasonably priced. I don't know if she still sells on Etsy. I think she sold on Etsy before, but she has her own website, so if you go there, go onto her own website. She's really, really nice. I have permission to sell her patterns, which is good because I like making them. I've got one of her patterns that I need to make, and it's a big set of lips, and she's got two sets of them. There's a Rocky Horror set and there's a vampire set. So yeah, and they just like sit on the wall. There's a big set of lips, so I need to make them. So many things I want to make, and I just don't seem to have time for it all. There are not enough hours in the day. I wrote my list of stuff that I wanted to do today in my big diary, and I think I've only managed to do like 2 things off the list. I don't know where the time is going to at the minute. But that's it for my crochet, I think. That's everything. So I'm just having a little look around like something's going to jump out, and yeah, I think that's it. Oh, I have a pair of gloves, and I can't remember if I showed them last week or not, but they're Stitch Your Library gloves, so they would have been on last Monday's episode of Stitch Your Library. So if you want to see them, go and watch last Monday's episode of Stitch Your Library. It's very short, it's a lot less rambly than I am at the minute. I think I'm doing not too bad though. We're only 18 minutes in. And I've showed you everything already. So yeah, just quick life update. I have been looking for a house. I don't know, did I mention last week? My landlord wants his house back, so now I have to move. And it is ridiculously difficult trying to get a house viewing because there are so many people trying to view each house. And because I'm not like earning tons and tons and tons of money, I mean, I earn enough to pay rent, but they would rather have someone who has like a double income household is essentially what everybody's looking for. And I don't have that because it is generally frowned upon to send your children out to work. But I did go and view a house this week, and it was, the size of the house was pretty perfect and the location's pretty perfect. So I'm really, really hoping, it's between me and one other person, so I'm really, really hoping that they will take me on my sparkling personality and not my financial situation. Because I've only got like a month to find the house. So that's been taking up a lot of my time, is house hunting. Because I have to rent, I can't like get a mortgage. Yeah, it's been a lot. And then I'm still doing my course on top of that as well. I've been trying to work on my website a little bit. And everything's just so difficult. Because I don't have a car as well, it makes life even more difficult because I can't just go off and do all those little jobs. Everything just takes so much longer, and everything is just very, very hard work when you don't have a car and you live somewhere like Wolverhampton, because everything's just so spread out. That's one of the things that I like about the new place that I'm moving to. It's a lot smaller. 10 Telford's a lot smaller than Wolverhampton. There's about 30% less people there. And the way that the bit that I'm looking at is laid out, everything is within walking distance. So that's nice. And there's lots of green and woodland walks and things. Oh, I'm sorry, my nose is very itchy again. So yeah, there's that. The dog hurt her leg. She was zooming in. We've got a chair here, and she runs up the length of the room. She just likes to do it. She just gets one on her and she just runs up the room, and then she's like bounces off the chair and launches herself off and runs back up that way. And she jumped on the chair and she must have twisted funny, and the yelp, oh my goodness, I was so scared. And thankfully she's a dog that will let me go up and like touch her and stuff when she hurts herself. Not that she hurts herself that often, but I've never had a problem with that. And oh my, it was awful. She was like limping for about 3 days, and she was fine. It was okay when I touched it. There was no swelling or anything, and she was walking around on it shortly after. But it's horrible when the animals hurt themselves, because you don't know exactly what's wrong. You don't know how much pain they're in, because animals tend to just get on with it, you know. Like most humans are not like that, but dogs tend to just get on with it and just carry on with life. So yeah, there was that. I've been a little bit stressed about that. And what else? I think that's about it really. Mostly it's just been house hunting. House hunting, going and looking at the house. And that's been about it. I've caught up on some YouTube. What else have I been watching? Star Trek. I've been back on watching Next Gen. I am on season 5. So it's there's 7 seasons. So I'm nearly done with Next Gen. What else have we been watching? So I'm not really like been finding any movies to watch or anything like that. Nothing's really taking my fancy at the minute. I think it's because my brain is that occupied with the house stuff and planning everything that I need to do for that. Because there's a lot of paperwork involved and like different people wanting to look at like different things, and it's a lot to keep on top of. So I think it might just be that I'm falling behind on a lot of things. Like I've got a cross stitch thing. I'm supposed to be doing 200 stitches on a day, and I was doing really well on that up until this week. And then this week I am now so far behind that tomorrow, if I don't do any today, then tomorrow I'm going to have to put 1100 stitches in it. So I think what I might do instead is recalculate and see how many stitches a day I need to do to get, because I want to finish by the end of the year is my goal. So I might have to recalculate and just see how many stitches I need to do per day, because I've been doing above the amount of stitches that I need. So I'm guessing it's not going to be much more than 200 that I'll need to do, but we shall see. Apart from that, what else? Reading, I've just been so tired. I've not even really been reading that much. Audiobook as well. I'm still listening to, I think it's called Beautiful Monsters. Let me have a look. Yeah, Beautiful Monster by J.L. Beck and S. Rena. And I've still got like 7 hours 25 left on it. Because I've not been going to my bed. Normally I go to my bed and I'll lie in bed for an hour, listen to an audiobook and do some stitching in bed. And I've not been doing that. I have this little cute thing though. It's a self-care app. So you log on and it asks you how you're feeling. And then there's all these like different things so you can keep track of everything that you need to do for the day, everything that you need to do for the week. And you get a cute little burb. Oh, a cute little burb. And you can buy things for it, like little outfits and it goes off on adventures and it comes back and it talks to you, and every so often it'll send you a little like supportive message. So I'm liking it. It's appealing to my inner 5-year-old. Oh, it's quite warm. Oof. I've still not done my hair because I've not had time. You know, you just have weeks. I mean, I'm sure I've mentioned this before. Everything at the minute is just non-stop. I don't have time to do anything, and yet I just don't seem to be getting things done. So I had a list of things to do today, and they were all quite manageable things, and I've just not got most of them done, and I don't even know where the time's gone. It's been a crazy day, but I've got nothing done. And it is currently 6:30 and I need to go and eat. I am going to have some chicken curry because I made chicken curry last night and there was some left over, so I'm going to have that tonight because the children are at their dad's. So it is just me. And then I'm going to have a nice relaxing night. I might try and find something to watch. It's nice and brainless, and sit and do some crochet or some stitching. I should probably do some stitching actually and get some of these stitches knocked out. We shall see. I'll see how it goes. I might just sack everything and go and sit and play Warcraft because the new patch came out on Wednesday and I've played a little bit of the storyline, but I've not even really had much of a chance to play on Warcraft. It's been that crazy. Right, I'm going to go. I have waffled for so much. So thank you if you're still here. And apologies if I have gone off on too many tangents. I will be back on Monday with Stitcher Library. And then I'll be back next Friday with another podcast. And yeah, that's it. I will see you then. Bye.